Okay, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is you're tuning in for this. This is our lesson for Thursday, January 28th. And today we're just going to keep practicing that box method. At the end of today's short lesson, you'll be able to transition from four partial products to using more of the standard algorithm for 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So really, overall, all we're going to be doing is just more of the multiplication, 2-digit by 2-digit, and we're perfecting the box method. So let's go ahead and kind of get started. We're doing all of this together in class. I'm going to skip over that, take us straight into our practice. So practice makes perfect, right? I want you to use a blank piece of paper or if you have a personal whiteboard at home, and we're going to practice using an area model to solve 26 times 35, okay? So I want you to pause this video right here. Go ahead and pause me, and then I want you to practice this on your own. And then when you unpause, you'll be able to check your work to see if it matches my solution, okay? So go ahead and pause. Now, hopefully you've already solved, and we're going to look at 26 by 35 or 26 times 35 using that box method that we've been learning about, okay? So the first thing we have to do is draw our area model, right? And because it's 2-digit by 2-digit, how many boxes should my area model have? That's right, it should have 4 boxes, right? Now I'm going to think about how I can take apart the number 26 and the number 35 and place them on my area model. Remember, you can do any order you want. I like to start and go left to right, and so it's whatever you prefer, but you're going to get the same answer no matter what. So if I take 26, how could I break that apart? Hopefully you said you could have 20 or 2 10s and 6, because we know 20 plus 6 gives us 26, right? And for 35, we're going to do the same thing. So we could have 30 and 5, or 3 10s and 5 1s, because we know 30 plus 5 gives us 35. So now we can start solving, okay? Now remember, this first box here is we're going to multiply 20 times 30. And I like to do our magic trick of covering our zeros, right? So we're going to pretend 30 is just 3 and 20 is just 2. And what is 2 times 3? Well, we know 2 times 3 is 6. And then if I bring back my 2 zeros, I have 600. Now in my second box next door here, I'm still using 30, but now I'm multiplying it by 6. Again, I'm going to act like that zero's not there, and I'm going to say, what is 3 times 6? Well, knowing my multiplication facts, you can tell me that 3 times 6 is, and that's right, it's 18, and I bring back my 1 0. So now I have 180. Now I'm going to move down to my second row of boxes, right? So now I'm looking at the number 5 and 20. And again, I'm going to pretend that zero's gone. So I'm going to do 2 times 5. And I know that 2 times 5 is 10. And I have 1 0 I have to bring back. In my final box here, I have 5 and 6. So 5 times 6 is, that's right, 30. So now I have all these partial products, right? I have 600s, I have 18 10s or 180. I have 100, and then I have 3 10s or 30, and I can add them all together. Now, I kind of like, instead, you can add them all together. Yesterday or on Tuesday, Miss Johnson was showing you, I kind of like to add each row. And I like to add in my head mental math, and then I'll add up. So I know that 600 plus 180. So if I have 600s and then I have another 100, that's 700, and then 80 or 810. So I have 780 plus 130, okay? Now if I add those together, 11, carry my 1, 7, 8, 9. My answer to 26 times 35 is 910. Okay, now you could add all four numbers together and get the same answer. So you could do 600 plus 180 plus 100 plus 30. Instead of kind of breaking it apart like I did, there's 0, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, look, I get the same answer, okay? But I kind of like to do a little bit of mental math, and I can add my 2 boxes on the top, my 2 boxes on the bottom, and then I have 2 numbers I can add together. So hopefully your solution looked a lot like mine. Great work. All right, so let's look at our next example, which is 43 times 67. So we're just doing a little bit more practice in here. We're going to do 43 times 67, and this is where I would challenge you to pause the video. So go ahead and pause me. Try this on your own on a scratch piece of paper in that math notebook or on a whiteboard. And then when you're done, go ahead and unpause and let's compare our answers, okay? So now that you're done, let's go ahead and compare our answers. I'm going to draw my area model, and I know that it needs 4 boxes, right? Because I have double digits, double digits. And how can I break apart 43? So think about it for a minute. And you should have said 40 and 3, because 40 plus 3 is 43. I'm going to do the same thing for 67. So you should have had 60 and 7, because 60 plus 7 equals 67. And now I can start multiplying. So I'm going to do this box first, okay? 60 times 40. Again, I'm going to cover up my zeros for both. I'm going to act like they're not even there. 6 times 4 is 24. And then I'm going to bring my zeros back. 2,400. Now I'm going to move to the right. Same thing. I'm going to act like that 0 in the 60 doesn't even exist. 3 times 6 is 18. Bring my 0 back. 180. 180. Now I'm going down here to my second row, and I'm going to say 7 times 4, because remember, I'm pretending that 0 is not there. And I know 7 times 4 is 28, and I'm going to bring back 1 0. And then last but not least, I have to do 7 times 3. And I know 7 times 3 is 21. So see why it's important to know your multiplication facts. Now, I'm going to do kind of that mental math again. So I'm going to come up here to this top row, and I'm going to say I have 2,000s and 400s. And then I have another 100, so I can add that 100. So I have 2,000s. Now I have 500s, and then I have 8 10s. Okay. Same thing down here. I have 200s. I have 8 10s. Oh, I got to add 20. So now I have more than 200s, right? I have to go back and erase that. Because if I add 2 more 10s to this, it's going to get me to 300. So now I have 280 plus 21 gets me to 301. I added 2 more 10s, so 280, 90, 300, and then I had 1 I had to add on. Now I can add these. 1 plus 0 is 1, 8 plus 0 is 8, 5 plus 3 is 8, and 2 plus 0 is 2. So my answer is 2,881. And hopefully you got the same thing. Awesome. Let's practice one more before I let you loose, okay? Let's look at 37 times 49. And at this point, hopefully you're thinking, I have got this, okay? Hopefully you're thinking, I've got this. So let's look at 37 times 49. And I'd love for you to pause the video here. 37 times 49. I'd love for you to pause the video here and try this on your own, okay? So go ahead and hit pause, try this on your own, and hopefully you've got it by now. So now that you're back, let's take a look together. These are the numbers keep getting bigger. We still have 4 squares. How can I break apart the number 37? I'm going to show you that you could put it down here and I could do up and down first and it wouldn't matter. So 30 and 7 because 30 plus 7 equals 37. And then hopefully you're saying 40 and 9, Miss Johnson, because 40 plus 9 equals 49. So now let's go ahead and start our multiplication. So in this box here, I'm going to act like my zeros don't exist, even though they do. I know 3 times 4 is 12. And I had 2 zeros, so I got to bring my 2 zeros back, okay? So I have 1,200s. Now I'm going to go over to this box right here, and I'm going to say 30 or 3 because I'm ignoring my 0. 3 times 9. Well, I know 3 times 9 is 27, and now I have to bring my 0 back. Now I'm going to come down to this second row, okay? And I have 7 times 40, or I'm going to ignore my 0, and I know that 7 times 4 is 28, and I can bring my 0 back. I have 200s and 8 tens, or 280. And finally, I just have to do 7 times 9 to get 63, okay? Excuse me. So now let's go ahead and try to add them up. So in this top box, I have 1,000, and then I have 200s here and 200s here. So that's 400s. No 10s, no 1s, but I have 7 10s here. So that's going to be 1,400s, 7 10s, or 70. Okay? This one's a little bit trickier if we come down below. So you might want to come over to the side and say 280 plus 63 . 343. Or if you feel like a challenge, you would say I have 200s and 8 10s and 0 1s. But if I add another 6 10s to that, well, I'll have 8, 9, 10. Well, that bumps it up to 300. And then I still have 10, 20, 30, 40. So I have 4 more 10s and then my 3 1s. So now let's add. 0 plus 3 is 3. 7 plus 4. You're right, 11. 4 plus 1 is 5, and 3 more is 8. 1 plus 0. So my answer is 1,813. Okay, hopefully this practice has been beneficial for you. Let's take a look at your work for today, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at your work for today really quickly. If you go into classwork, you are going to find the box method practice. Now, here's a step most of you are not doing, and that is reading the directions. So let's read the directions. It says, please complete this activity after watching the lesson for Thursday. So hopefully you haven't already attempted this because you're just now watching the lesson, right? I will go over this assignment at the end of the video lesson. You will only have to complete the even numbered problems. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on. Now, if you complete all of them, and I think there's like 24 or something, then you'll get bonus points, okay? So you're going to open it. And it's just more practice on the box method. You're going to use Kami to open it. And if you scroll up, it's going to show you an example, okay? So you're doing 45 times 35 here, and look, 35, 45, and they show you. They break it apart. They have their partial products. Here's another example. Number 1's an example. So then you're going to go through, and you're just going to do the box method here. And it gives you a little window to the side. Here, let me make myself a little bit smaller. Well, let me just move myself. Get your little box here on the side where you can record your partial products and add, okay? Make sure you come back up here and write your answer at the end. So pretty easy. I hope you guys are really enjoying this. I know some of you think this is fun, and it's a great way to practice your multiplication facts and solve multi-digit multiplication all at the same time. So I hope you have a good day, and I'm actually going to give you a code word. Hopefully, if you listen to this entire lesson, you can send me a private chat or message or put it in your homework, the code word, and you'll be entered for a drawing. So I know that those of you who watch the video and give me the code word might be eligible for a prize. So the code word for today is January, okay? So that is our code word. Hopefully you're watching this video all the way to the end, and I'll see you later. Bye.